And blessings, peace, and prosperity. Beautiful soul, it's Wednesday, April 10th. You're tuned into the Cafecito and Tarot podcast, and it is me, Nicole P. Hey, your spiritual barista, serving up wisdom, guidance, and inspiration from the cards. My love, I'm happy to report that I'm ready. I'm coming back here on the regular, and it's an honor to be of service to you. Now, before I go into the Daily Tarot Brew today, I want to cover a couple things very briefly. Number one, if you would like to have a question submitted for me to cover on the Cafecito and Tarot podcast, you can go to www.cafecitoandtarot, Cafecito and Tarot, CAFECITOANDTAROT cafecitoandtarot.com. There's a section for you to submit your questions. It could be tarot related, spirituality related, even delving deeper into a specific card meeting, or maybe a throw that you did, a card throw you did, and you would like some clarity on that. Please feel free to send me a message on my website. The second thing is feel free to follow me on the socials, in particular IG, and you can find me on IG at the Daily Tarot Brew. Now, I do have an IG account for Cafecito and Tarot. I don't hardly use that. So I'm at the Daily Tarot Brew. And what I'm going to be doing, like if it's a time where you're like, okay, I really want to hear what the brew is today, but I don't have the time or I'm not really into listening to the podcast, I'm going to start posting on the IG stories. Oh my gosh, I totally sound like a 51-year-old. I'm going to be posting on the IG stories. I'm going to be posting on the IG. That's something like my grandma would say. I'm going to be posting on IG in my stories at the Daily Tarot Brew, the tarot message, just brief snippets. So if you're like, I'm in a pinch, I don't feel like hearing Nicole P's voice. What does she got to say? Like, what is the message of the day? Head over to the Daily Tarot Brew on IG and you will see the Daily Brew in my stories. I decided I'm going to post them briefly in my stories, and I feel like I have more opportunity to engage with folks through stories on IG than like the straight up reels. Like there's not a lot of reach. It doesn't like reach a lot of people, and my goal is to be of service and to reach more people and spread the love and the wisdom, guidance, and inspiration through tarot. And of course, it's through my lens and my experience. I mean, let's be real. So that and anything else I want to cover. I think that's the main thing. So without further ado, drum roll please. I did a 3-card pull, and I'm really liking doing these 3-card pulls for the Daily Tarot Brew. I do 3-card pulls for myself a lot in my journal and my reflections, and I think I'm going to be hanging out with that for a little bit. Now, one of the things that when I'm having and doing the Tarot Brew with the 3-card draws, I may not go specifically into each card in details, and that leaves a lot of space to be open, because maybe I will end up having a series on here where it's more of teaching tarot. I don't know, infinite possibilities. We'll see how these creative endeavors meet up with spirit and meet up with the request of the community. So without further ado, let's go back to that drum roll. That was my drum roll. And let me get a sip of my cafecito. Hold up. Okay, my friend, I feel like this is a really great post-eclipse spread message from the cards. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck, and I have the 10 of Wands. Cosmic connection is Saturn and Sagittarius. The Page of Cups, that's that connection to Pisces energy, and the 9 of Cups, which is interesting because this card has been coming up a lot. I think on the episode that I recorded, the 9 of Cups came up, and on the IG daily brews that I've been doing, tarot brews that I've been posting, the 9 of Cups keeps coming up, and that's that. Oh my gosh. Jupiter in Pisces. Yes, Jupiter in Pisces. I had to rack my brain for the cosmic connection, Jupiter in Pisces. I could be wrong. I just have all of a sudden drawn a blank, but I really believe it's Jupiter and Pisces, because that's that energy of the dream card, of being able to tap into imagination, of enjoying and being fulfilled in life, regardless of what is happening around us. And that's not to deny the harshness or the caca and things, but it's still like beyond that. Like, how do we still reach beyond that? How do we open to joy? And how do we open to also being in the moment and pleasure of what we have available to us, and before we rush off to do the next big thing, right? That's a tendency I'm digressing. So let me get back to that. So that's the Nine of Cups. So with these cards together, the Ten of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Nine of Cups, my love, this is a message that I feel in my heart to share with you. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to edit that out. I'm sorry. What happened was I was speaking and I swallowed at the same time. Not good, but it is what it is. This is raw and real. The message is more of a reflection, and that is this. As you are calling forth the things that you are calling forth, the experiences that you are calling forth, the manifestations that you are calling forth, how are you clearing out the space in your life in order to receive what you are calling in? Let me repeat that again. How are you clearing out your space so you can make room for what you are calling in? What needs to be let go of in order to have the space to dream, to imagine, to even tap into your intuition? I feel so much of the Page of Cups is a card of being able to be in relationship with your intuition and what comes up from that. Now, sometimes spirit will do what spirit does. The cosmos and the underworld would do what the cosmos and the underworld do, which is shake things up. And sometimes they will clear out the space. And we're like, wait a minute, I wasn't prepared for that. But the spirits will do what spirits do. Cosmos and underworld will do what they do. And at times there are things that are beyond our control. We weren't ready for that shakedown, the things to be cleared out, but sometimes life happens that way and they do that. And other times, my love, spirit is like, oh no, I'm not going to do this for you. You have to make a choice. Like it has to be up to you to consciously choose how you are going to create space, how you are going to clear some of the energy so that you have the space, you have the capacity, you have the energy in the room to welcome in what you desire to welcome in. Here's an example for you. I previously, I've been a social worker and I was also in the fitness industry, and I love teaching fitness classes and being a trainer so much. I taught for like 12 years. And at some point, of course, like anything, you get a little stale, you take a break, you come back. And I loved it so much. I loved the communities that I was part of. I love working in fitness tremendously. I didn't like the fitness industry as far as the gimmicks and really like banking on especially women's insecurities around bodies. Like, I don't like that. And I felt like I was a beacon of light. I felt like I was making changes in my immediate community around movement and fitness. Now, as I began to focus more on my tarot, this is like 2015, 16, I still started teaching and I was a social worker, but there was momentum gaining, and it was in such a way that I felt like I wanted to work more on my practice of tarot and breeding for folks and content creation, as well as my body care products. I used to have a body care line, which I will revive once again sometime soon, maybe more towards the end of this year. I think it's going to be more like 2025. Anyways, so at some point though, I still had to have a job. I was doing social work in a school, granted me freedom because I was in a school year calendar, but I was doing that. I was teaching fitness classes, and beyond just showing up to teach fitness classes, you have to prepare for your classes. You have to keep things fresh and invigorating. And then you also have to learn and keep on growing so you're fresh and invigorating, right? And then I was doing pop-ups. I was having clients. My plate was so filled. And at one point in time, I had to realize that I had to let something go. And that something was my fitness journey, like teaching classes, being part of fitness as a teacher, as a trainer. And it was very hard because it became so much of my identity, and I loved it. And plus it was a way that I was really in phenomenal shape, but I loved it so much. But the thing is, I could not do it all. Literally, I could not do it all. Like ideally, I would have had enough from my tarot readings, my body care, and fitness that I could sustain myself financially beyond survival. But that wasn't the case. I needed to have the job. provided insurance, it provided some stability, and of course, like I said, it gave me a lot of freedom because of the school year calendar. But at one point in time, I had to say, how am I creating space for what is next? And I had to let that go. It was heartbreaking, and I had to let go of my identity attached to it, but I knew, in order to grow and expand beyond my current situation, I had to let something go. So that's one example of how that may show up in life, and just from that. Now, one day I'm telling you, I will go back into teaching fitness classes, possibly. I would like to teach 1 or 2 classes as fun, as a hobby, not as a way to make money, not as a way to be a lead into other business ventures, as a way to purely have fun. So these cards today are like what needs to be let go of, that you're able to let go of, right? That it's time to lay it to rest, that it's time to make some space. So that's what I got for you. That's what I got for you. The 10 of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Thank you for tuning in and for listening so far. I rambled just a little bit about my experience. And, one fine day, my love, I think once I get into the groove of this, I am going to make these 5 minutes or less. Oh my gosh. Crossing my fingers. That's my goal. I'm really excited to be able to do that, to learn how to be more concise and get the message out. But until then, you're going to hear me ramble and you're going to hear me talk. And I just love being in this space. So thank you so much for tuning in. You mean the world to me. I wish you just what you need. That's what I wish for you. That you're able to receive what you need. And I'm raising my cafecito to you. And that's all I got for you today. I wish you a wonderful, marvelous day. Peace, love, and everything in between. Bye.